Celtic are no stranger to ex-players having a go at the club, and let's face it, there's quite a few that are in the media that basically have a go at Celtic whenever they can for an ex-player to turn on fans, like Nir Bitton did yesterday with regards to Palestine flags and Palestine banner shown at Celtic Park yesterday. I'm not going to have my own personal thoughts to say on it. I'm going to let you do that in the channel comments. Nir Bitton had a successful career at Celtic. He won 8 Scottish championships. He won only the 3 Scottish Cups. So he was only on the squad the 3 times to win the Scottish Cup, but he was in the squad 4 times to win the League Cup at his time at Celtic. Now, Nir Bitton, when he was first at Celtic, he did have a groin injury in the 2013-2014 season, and he did go on to have a bit of a sort of stop-start career. He was the kind of player that was always in the squad, or he'd be out of the squad, and he was an impact type player. But yesterday, he had a public spat with Celtic fans on Instagram. I'm going to let you see here the post that he put up, and he basically said, "Shame on you, free Gaza, yes, from Hamas, not from Israel, supporting terror organisation who's proudly celebrating." And then it goes on to say also, it says, "Most of you don't even know where Israel is. You have zero clue about this conflict, and you still act like you know everything." After as a father of 3 kids, when I see how you react, he basically says you're brainwashed. Educate yourself with the facts. Educate yourself with the facts. And then it goes on to have a public spat about a post from Everything About Celtic. Just a reminder that Nir Bitton played his match versus Hapoel Shiva and didn't say a word. Happily cashed in on his wage. And it says, Nir Bitton then it says, "I see a lot of you moaning about why I never said anything about my 9 years at Celtic. So let it be clear that during my time, my country dealt with rockets, and I said I got used to it. Unfortunately, I'm a football player, not a politician. My job is not to try and teach you history. Everyone has his own right to protest for whatever he believes in. Today I spoke out because it was one of the worst days in history for Israel." And then he goes on, he says, "We've suffered through the history. We always managed to stand up for ourselves. And in 70 years, we will never give up to any sort of terrorism." I mean, my only thoughts on the matter is the fact that if you look back to pre-1940s and you look at the world map, Palestine is the major, and the land grab over Palestine over the last 70 years has been awful. And I don't agree with any type of conflict, so that's all I'm going to say on the matter. Have your say on the channel. Tell me what you think about Nir Bitton have a public spat with Celtic fans. I think it's a shame that he's finally sort of turned on and had this public spat with fans. I don't think it's advisable. I mean, my advice is for any football player, any young football player, is do like James Forrest does and Callum McGregor, is don't have any social media at all. It's the best way to have your own mental health looked after. And let's face it, in this modern day and age, the last thing that you need to be focusing about as a football player is outside effects. You get enough of it on the pitch. And as fans, I mean, we do give it to players on the pitch, we give it to home and away players, but you do have to think about the mental health of people in this day and age. So, with that being said, tell me what you think about Nir Bitton. He's obviously expressed his discontent towards the Green Brigade following the display for pro-Palestine banners at Celtic Park at the match yesterday. There's obviously heightened tensions in the region, but Celtic fans put up the banner, "Free Palestine, victory to the resistance." Victory to the resistance. And, Celtic Park over the years, the Green Brigade, remember, Celtic were fined for Palestine flags being waved at Celtic Park, but the Celtic fans, remember, the Green Brigade said, "Look, if you've got a £30,000 fine, we'll meet that. We'll meet that fine, and we'll give the money to Palestinian organisations." And at that point, the GoFundMe page raised over £130,000. So this tells you that the ongoing thing with Palestine and the Celtic fans is far bigger. It's far bigger than the Green Brigade. Before everyone starts berating the Green Brigade, the fact that the Green Brigade amassed £130,000 from Celtic fans for charitable causes says that it's not just a Green Brigade issue. It's not just people in the Green Brigade that think like this. Nir Bitton was displeased with the banners yesterday afternoon and accusing the Celtic ultras of supporting terrorists. supporting terrorists. One thing that football should never do is talk about sport as politics. But then we're told not to talk about politics at football. When you get then politics in Scotland, you get banners all around stadiums in Scotland, and it's Labour and Tories and candidates asking you to vote for them. So anyway, with that being said, tell me what you think about it in the comments. For me, it's a disappointing day for a fantastic player to be brought into that publicly. I know it's a case of, do you just keep your mouth shut and go on with your beliefs, or do you publicly say something? Now that he's been away for Celtic for a few years, he maybe felt that this was the time that he could finally open his mouth and show his displeasure at a certain section of the Celtic fans. And on that note, I would say have a good day, Celtic fans all around the world. And remember, there are Celtic fans all around the world, and there are also conflicts all around the world. So I'm going to end the video praying for people that have been terrorised. I'm going to pray for people that's been dominated against, and conflicts that are all around the world. There's no need for it, really. That's just my thoughts. So power is the worst thing in the planet. Power. And it's always governments and people in governments that try to push power onto us and try to tell us what's right and what's wrong. We're all human. We're all human at the end of the day. Let's live in peace.